The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The Watchman on the Wall. Did no one see this coming? My bad. I meant this coming.
New developments this morning in the spy balloon saga. The Pentagon says it is aware of a new balloon over Latin America, adding, quote, "We now assess it is another Chinese surveillance balloon." This comes as the military is not ruling out shooting down the balloon that's now floating across the U.S. Here's CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn.
The Chinese balloon was seen from the ground in Missouri Friday, moving in the sky over the St. Louis Arch.
This thing is up in the sky.
When it was spotted over Montana Thursday, citizens didn't know what to make of it.
Okay, that thing is not the moon.
Officials say it is a surveillance balloon the size of 3 school buses with a payload of cameras and antennas, along with solar panels and a rudder for steering.
We currently assess that the balloon does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground at this time.
On Friday, commercial pilots in Missouri were warned to be on the lookout.
Kansas City Center, good morning, derelict balloon after 11 o'clock.
China now claims it is a weather balloon blown off course, but the U.S. isn't buying it. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has canceled a planned trip to Beijing this weekend to meet with China's president.
I made clear that the presence of this surveillance balloon in U.S. airspace is a clear violation of U.S. sovereignty and international law.
One official tells CBS News President Biden at first wanted to shoot it down, but military leaders said it was too risky due to the threat of falling debris. Republican Congressman Mike Gallagher says it should have been shot down before it reached the U.S.
We just have to send a signal that violations of our airspace, violations of our sovereignty like this will not be tolerated, and they'll be met with a strong response.
The Pentagon doubts the balloon can gather any intelligence the Chinese haven't already seen through satellites. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A lot of you got your annual reports last month, and most uploaded them. But nobody said anything about this Chinese satellite air balloon. You did say, however, that God does nothing without telling his prophets, and that God doesn't always show clearly everything all at once, but sometimes in parts. Well, did God show you this Chinese satellite air balloon in part, but you just forgot to tell America that part? You do find this tad bit of information important enough to warn America and the church, seeing you always have political insight one way or another. Could this be a sign in the heavens spoken by the Bible's Old Testament prophets, New Testament apostles, and Jesus Christ? Come on, modern-day prophets and prophetess, what gives? How important is this? Important enough that some suggested America is defeated from within or from without, but cannot and will not respond to the call of Israel during her future invasion. Look, wouldn't you agree that this satellite air balloon took some time to reach America's airspace? Maybe a few weeks. And is now passing over her airspace for some 3 to 4 days now? Our biggest and largest enemy sends a satellite air balloon over the globe and no prophet hears from God during the whole time, including America's military defense department or neighboring allies? One politician asked the question, why didn't you shoot it down long before it reached our airspace? And the military responded, and I quote, "We cannot shoot it down because we don't know what's in it, and debris could possibly fall and hurt or contaminate many people living in residential neighborhoods." Oh, that's right. You wanted to spy and collect data from the one who's spying and collecting data on us. All right, I get it. So, there you have it, people. The watchmen, prophets and prophetess, on the wall, fell like Humpty Dumpty, and there was no bodies, angelic or natural, to put them back together again. Wait a minute. With all due respect, maybe the reason the military and the prophets and prophetess didn't hear from God is because the threat isn't worth noting. Heck, that's it. This is not a call to arms. No need to blow the shofar. China, eschatologically speaking, is no threat to America. As a matter of opinion, she's only financially a threat to America. Wait a minute. Let's ask a few pastors and evangelists. But before we do that, let's be a perfect gentleman and ask the ladies first. To all the prophetess out there, what's your response? Candace Smith-Hyman, Cindy Jacobs, Denise Goulet, Irma Stark, Jennifer LeClary. I got the prophecy, but it's going to cost you a prayer and a prayer shawl. Juanita Bynum, Julie Green, Krista Pettiford, Lana Parser, Lisa Cook, Maddie Nottage, Paula Price. Hey, let's ask the one that commanded angels from Africa and Europe. She definitely has a word from God. Paula White, Patricia King, and the mother of them all, who gets to stroke Jesus Christ's hair and possibly braid and cornroll it as well. Wait just a cotton picking minute. Did Aaron have 3 staffs? Because Kat Carr has a staff herself and used it to control the storm Hurricane Dorian, and commanded Donald Trump to take his rightful position as President of the United States of America after his failed attempts at taking it by force. Kat Carr. Anything? Nothing. Wait a minute. Let's ask a few pastors or evangelists to respond. Greg Locke, Lance Walno, Robert Jeffries. Anything? Nothing. How about the programs that they appear on? Let's ask them. Alan Didio, Amir Safadi, Gene Bailey, Jim Baker, Pat Robertson, Rick Wiles, Sid Roth, Steve Schultz, Steve Strand. Anything? Nothing. Wait a minute. Let's ask the so-called minor prophets to respond. Charlie Shamp, Jorge Parrott, Chris Voluptude, Lee Cummings, Lauren Stanford, Marcus Rogers, Rick Joyner, Shane Vaughn, Timothy Dixon. Wait a minute. Does he have a staff too? Anything? Nothing. How about the so-called ones living in or from Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria? Chris Okafor, Lovey Elias, Johnson Suleiman, Taribo West, Toby Arayami. Anything? Nothing. How about the so-called major prophets and the ones that visit heaven quite frequently? Bryant Karn, Chuck Pierce, Kirk Landry, David Digger Hernandez, Ed Citronelli, who might have said this: "At the time my band wasn't feeling well and I hadn't quite yet memorized the right words." Hank Kuhneman, Kent Christmas, Kevin Zeta, Jeremiah Johnson, Johnny Enlow, Mario Morello, Mark Taylor. I know. Let's ask the one who supposedly parted the waters at the National Mall, Washington Monument, with Aaron's rod. Wait just a minute. Is that another Aaron's rod? Man, this is the third one. What's going on with the staff, man? Robin Bullock. Anything? Nothing. Wait a minute. Let's ask the con man himself. Oh, we got to wait for your next book to be published. Okay, gotcha. Jonathan Kahn. Anything? Nothing. Disclaimer: for entertainment purposes only. No person or persons portrayed in this video has been asked by me concerning his or her message from God pertaining to the Chinese balloon entering the airspace of the United States of America. However, no prophetic message from God by any person or persons portrayed in this video has been documented and released for video or print before the incident had occurred. The story is not about real or unreal threats, but early warnings and insights given by the prophets from God to the church. Well, there you have it, brothers and sisters in Christ. Judge the matter for yourselves. However, if you think I'm overextending my reach and only inciting fear by making more of this story than what is necessary, please leave a comment. Update. At the time of this video's upload, the Chinese government said, and I quote, "The balloon is only a weather satellite and was blown off course and nothing more," end quote. However, the American government thought otherwise and commanded the balloon shot down. The Chinese government said, and I quote, "The United States overreacted," end quote. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16. Thank you for watching, and may God both bless and keep you safe.